Welcome to Venture with Joe and Cody, where we take a deep dive into the minds of leaders and innovators making a real impact today. I'm Joe.
And I'm Cody. And we're here to bring you the raw stories, the successes, and the setbacks that these trailblazers have experienced in their journey to where they are today.
Every week, we sit down with a new guest who's ready to share their insight and advice on business, entrepreneurship, and making a difference in their community. From local community members to industry experts, you're going to get the unfiltered truth behind their success.
So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or just curious about the business world, join us for a journey of learning and inspiration.
So let's grab a drink, settle in, and let's get started. This is Venture with Joe and Cody. Hey guys, we're back for another episode of Venture with Joe and Cody. My name is Joe Skipper. I'm the owner of Skipper Realty Group, brokered by eXp Realty with Cody Wilhelm with Residential Mortgage. What's up, man?
What is going on? How are you?
Nothing. It was so funny because I was thinking, I think I did something with ChatGPT, or I did what did I do? I can't remember. But anyways, how it described me was the founder of Skipper Realty Group. And I was like, as I was saying, the owner of Skipper Realty Group. I kind of like founder. It sounds like so much more important, that I was the founder.
Dude,
I was. So.
Right?
Sounds so fancy though.
It does. I know. I had a similar thing happen with ChatGPT because I got on there and I hadn't been on for, I don't know, maybe like a week or so.
Yeah.
And I got on and it was telling me that it's like got better memory now and you don't have to remind it of who you are and what you do and everything. And it gave me a summary and it was kind of, I'm going to use one of the taglines for it. I got to figure out how I want to do it, but it's like it kind of summarized because a lot of it is like video content type stuff. And it said something along the lines of like, you are working hard at or doing good at making mortgage videos that don't suck. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like that as a little tagline. So
I love it.
Yeah. Gives you a summary, makes you feel good about what you're doing. You're like, wow.
I know they do kind of like you rub your shoulders a little bit too much. They're like, oh yeah, your content is engaging and funny and witty. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I know.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But speaking of that, I wanted to do the show this week to kind of help lenders and agents with some advice on kind of the top things that we do or top apps we use, top programs we like, top whatever that kind of makes our life easier and kind of helps our production level and helps us in our careers. So I thought that was a cool thing to talk about and share because there's some things that you might do that I'm like, oh, I could do that. So anyways, I wanted to talk about that. So do you want to start us off or do you want me to start us off?
I'll start us off basic.
You're like, just in case I steal yours, I want to do it. Like
I'll start off basic because I have a feeling you're not going to steal this one.
Okay.
Because you're much more technologically advanced than I am. So two things. One of them is just it's called a greatness tracker. I'm sure most lenders probably have heard of this. There's a coaching program called the Core. And it's been around for quite a while. They have this form called the Greatness Tracker.
Down, so just bear with me. Go ahead.
Yep. And it just has a whole list of, tracking your phone calls, tracking your thank you cards, tracking your meetings, how many hours you prospect in the day, what referrals you receive. So it's just a really simple, easy way to track your daily activity, which I don't know about you, but for me, if I'm not tracking it, then I feel like I'm either busier than I think I am, but then I go back and look and I'm like, oh, I mean, I might have been on the phone a lot throughout the day, but those were calls that I received. Those were not calls that I was making, outbound calls. So it's, it's just a good way to kind of see the list in front of you and realize, wow, I had a really good productive day today, or I was busy all day, but I wasn't busy doing the things that I want to be doing it to go out and get new business. Yeah. And then it's kind of helps with carving out time to make sure that you're doing those items because, it's like it's not all going to happen in one day, but if we're continuing to repetitively do it over and over and over, eventually it's going to turn around. So I've used that kind of on and off for a lot of the time that I've been in the business. Once it was first introduced to me, it's just kind of it's a great motivator, but also just a good way to kind of see what your activity is throughout the day instead of just going off your own memory. So The greatness
what's it
tracker.
called?
Very.
Greatness
It's
tracker.
called. Yep, the greatness tracker.
Okay.
You can probably just Google image it, or just Google it, and there's an image of it. It's just it's essentially just like a printed out spreadsheet that has 10 calls per day, your thank you cards, your referred business, your face-to-face meetings, break bread. Like, they have some different names for them, but it's all
Okay.
in there. And it's nothing fancy. It's just
Yeah, just
a
something to keep
printed,
track of the different
just a
things.
printed form, and you could use it digitally if you didn't want to print
Yeah.
the forms, but it's nice. I just keep it on my desk and fill it out as I go out throughout my day. But that's been a
Yeah,
huge
that's
help for me
great.
just to track it.
That's kind of more generic, along the more generic lines. Man, it's critical to have something to do during the week. So for the last, and I'll be fine saying that I haven't been doing this, is for the last couple months, I was so good at, like, okay, I scheduled out basically my reels, my YouTube videos, my, stories, like my putting things on my Google business profile, like anything social media related. I had it scheduled out each week, what I was going to talk about,
Nice.
and it was so good, and it basically kept me consistent. Like, it kept me knowing, oh, I got to go do this, I got to go do that. So for the last couple months, I did not do that. And the feeling of treading water is terrible. Like,
I know.
And you're always like, did I post yesterday? Did I do this? Did I go on my Google? Because you have to keep track, like, you have to keep up with that stuff consistently, and social media especially is consistency.
Yeah.
And if you do not have something that's setting you up, that's getting you to do that every single week, and planning out your month, and planning out your recordings, and planning out everything, man. So I got back into it, and I use OneNote. Like, I'm a very amateur at OneNote, but basically you can do whatever you want on OneNote. Like, you can keep track of your transactions, you can keep track of to-do lists, like everything you want to do. Christina's like a master at it, and so she has it all. Like, she's got like chapters and books and everything, like,
Really?
in OneNote of how it all functions. It's a really great program to use. But I now do a calendar in my OneNote of, like, okay, here's the month of July, here's what I'm going to be posting. This will give me an idea of what I need to do, what I need to record, what I need to do. So anyways, just in general, that's a great tool, because in our line of work, we say, I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but you can do nothing today and you will notice nothing bad about your business today. But 6 months from now, when you're like, I don't have business, you think back on 6 months ago and you weren't doing anything. That's why. Because ours is such a slow transition to get clients, to maintain clients, to get a pipeline. And if you're not planning your day, it's easy to just be like, what did I do today? Like, I responded to emails, I responded to calls, but nothing got marketed out. Nobody got reached proactively. And so, that's a great tool to use.
I'm going to have to look into it. I've heard of it. I know I had a IT friend that was telling me about it years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago it was, but that was his big thing that he used, but I never really have dove into it to even figure out what all it is and how it works. But
it's a lot. And I wasn't going to say that as one of my items, but OneNote's pretty impressive. It's kind of a note-taking app. You can do everything that your Apple Notes or whatever can do. It has an app on the phone, so it can transition from your computer to your phone. And I think it's Microsoft based, so it won't.
I think so.
It'll still work for that, but it works on my Apple stuff. It's great. It's a great program, and it keeps you. It's very proactive. It doesn't have maybe it does have templates and things that you can kind of plug and play. This one is kind of more building, but I have Christina to kind of as a resource of, like, here's you want to do this, but she keeps track of it every day. Each client, each sale, like, here's my to-do list, here's what hasn't been done, here's what, and it just kind of is all in one, one app. So anyways, but keeping organized is big in our industry, and that's, like, I think why a lot of people don't do as well. And everyone has slumps. I had a slump too. I just went through it and just was like, I need to get back to it. So I feel so much better on a day-to-day basis, getting work done now that I have it all, like, planned out. So
I could not feel that anymore. I feel like it is the constant highs and lows. Like, you do what you're supposed to do, and you start to get busy, and then you stop doing what you're supposed to do because you're taking care of your business. And then, like you said, it's not like you make phone calls today and you get something tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's so slow 30, 60, 90 days out, that it's like that constant repetition of doing it. And then you get out of it because you're busy. And then you realize that, oh, wait, I got to keep doing that. And it's like, I feel so dumb every time because I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to be doing every day. And you still just find yourself, at least I do, find myself, focusing on obviously the important things of taking care of the business that's there, but not setting aside enough time to keep generating the business while it's coming in. So it's
for sure.
I think that's the trick for everybody in our industries is, not getting too bogged down with what you have. Like time blocking is huge.
Yeah.
I'm not great at it, but it's something that's been, different coaching classes and stuff that I've gone through. It's time blocking. And
For
so
sure.
I try to put them on my calendar for stuff that's really important. But I also am not going to have 30 different calendar notifications going off all the time because then I just ignore them. So
for sure,
that's the spreadsheet of some kind. The other one that I use too, and mine are kind of boring, I feel like, because I'm not cool, but just an Excel spreadsheet of tracking my leads, referral partners, anything that's really important to me, tracking it with when I reached out to them and what the conversation was like, and maybe when the next follow-up is. So it's just another basic way of just keeping track of the business that you have or that you're working on, so that it's not, I don't know about you, but I'm like, I swear I have the worst memory. So until I write it down or document it somewhere, I'll forget it. So again, really basic, just tracking stuff, but it holds yourself accountable when you can look through it. Like, this is not something fancy to anybody. It is to me, but like, you can create little color coded time block things in there where you can set it up to where, like, if I have leads or people that are pre-approved, I can put it in there to where it'll be color coded. So if I haven't reached out in a week, then it'll turn red. And once I've reached out and then I update it, it turns green, so that I can just kind of track through color coding. Keep it really simple for my brain of just like, okay, I need to go through and make sure none of these are red, so that I've reached out and touched base with them. But again, just tracking the stuff that's there, because once you start to get busier, and you don't just have like one client here and one client there, that's easy to stay on top of. It's when you start,
once you get a crew.
Once the pipeline starts to grow and you have people that are waiting for 6 months or 12 months, or they got to work on credit or all these other things, it's so easy to just forget and move on to the next thing that's right in front of you, that's ready and active. But having that follow up and that lead sheet, referral sheet, whatever it is that you're trying to work on, having that accountability to yourself to be able to see it, to me, that's big, because I think for a lot of people, it's, follow up is key, right? If we don't follow up, then the person, whoever it is, could very easily just be like, well, I don't know, I haven't heard anything from them, so I guess we're not working with that person, or I don't know. And then next, they talk to a friend and they're like, oh, you should talk to this person. And then they're gone because you didn't reach out for a month, and it wasn't anything that was bad on your end. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And so then you just lose them. Yeah.
And that's why I was, that kind of leads me to one of mine, and I'll get on my screen here. We use a program, and it's CRM, and whatever CRM you want to use is fine. But we use Sphere for our sphere of influence. It's a CRM that basically we've kind of fell in love with years ago. And I think for me, visually, it was cool. It has this, you can set your goals up in here. It shows you your pipeline of clients, whether they're pending, they're active, everything to the closed. It gives you these reminders of reaching out to people
nice.
As you go. All this stuff is kind of customizable. It shows you your stats based on the sales and all that stuff.
Okay.
So a really easy place to not only look for yourself of kind of where you're at in the year, but this also will, this was built by a realtor in Portland, and they change things all the time as you go along, as you suggest to them what you need. they will adjust it. And so it's been a really cool program. But this is basically like you can easily keep hold of, like you said, hold of transactions. You can put in notes of like who you've talked to. You can put these easy to see blocks of like what they still need to get done. What we love with Sphere is that, like you said, that automation of kind of talking to people, even though you're not thinking about it. So in the background, Sphere basically allows us to send birthday cards, anniversary cards, house anniversary cards, and not only just they're handwritten, but they also come with, you can put in gift cards to people. You can put in wine. They sell wine. You can put everything, and it just goes to them. So once you set it, you basically, it sends these handwritten notes for their anniversaries and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a really cool program.
That's cool.
They're always developing. They do have an app. They give home equity reports, like all the stuff that I personally, we've just have fallen in love with it, and they continue to grow and continue to do well with it. So if you're looking for a CRM, CRMs are very specific to whoever wants a CRM and what they like in a CRM. So it may not be for everyone, but man, it's really good for that automation, that reminder of like, they basically say, based on your goals, here's how many people you need to contact today within your sphere, and start reaching out, whether it's text, whether it's whatever. I'm sure there's programs out there that might do things a little bit better or different, but we love that one for our core group of people that we have. I think our company provides KV Core, which is more of that cold lead, that anything that comes in off our websites, like we have KV Core that will handle that stuff. But we like to keep it personally separate, because I think that Sphere gives us that ability to be really personal. And so, not to knock KV Core, but just I think we personally like to keep things in separate CRMs. But a good CRM is good, and Sphere, check out.
Is that one kind of more tailored to a real estate agent, or does it seem like it could be?
I think so. That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it for lenders, but that's a good question. So,
I mean, I think most lenders, and there's probably, there's people that do their own kind of like that too. I think at least from my experience, most lenders do have their own CRM too.
Yeah.
But there's also people that want to keep it separate because, if you ever change companies, most companies are going to say, these are our clients.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're taking it
and
with
so
them.
If you have that as your own third party thing, then you don't have to worry about that, because whatever they have there, they're more than likely not going to do anything with. But then if you can't take it with you, then
that's a great point. And
you're not
that's
feeling
something
great.
You should be aware of if you are looking at CRMs, and look at whether that's staying with you or not. Because that's very important. You might not think it, especially new people might not think it matters. Like, oh, Keller Williams gives me this program, or EXP gives me this program. Make sure that you keep your clients, because they may say, well, when you're done, you now can no longer log into your program that we gave you, and now all your clients are stuck in Keller Williams world or wherever else it might be. So
take a look at the contract that you signed or are signing.
That's important.
It should say something in there.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have a cool, kind of little known one that I don't use anymore, and I think I might be getting back into it, but it's an app called Reach. And so let me see if I can look it up and show Reach app. Let's see if it'll show us anything cool. Let me share this. So
Reach.
It's not that one. Let's do, can you see that?
I can see this. No, Sphere.
Okay, let me stop. Come on, Joe. Get with the program.
You got it. You're the technology guy.
I know. Share.
I might be able to share a spreadsheet.
Here we go. There we go. So Reach is this app that basically, and I think at the time it was $5 a month, so not very much. But you can mass text people, but personalize the text. So, you might like for example, hey Dave, you can send one text, but it'll you put in their name right here, and it will send their particular name. So it appears to them, it's not in a group text, it's not in anything. It goes to them as its own individual text. And it's super cool, because you can text a bunch of people one particular thing. Whether that's we did it for our client events. Like, hey, we're having this client event. We'd love for you to come. Blah 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 blah. It looks personal. It looks like we just texted them.
Yeah.
It looks like it was really a cool app. I need to get back into it. But anyways, if you are looking for like a mass texting app that doesn't appear weird or generic or whatever, Reach is a good program for that. And I've liked it. And it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and that saves you so much time. I mean, I know we've all probably been there of like copy, paste.
Yes.
Change
Copy,
the name.
Paste, copy, paste.
Make it, and it's like over and over and over and over. And it's fine when you first start doing it, and then you realize you've got 50 of these to do, and you spend so much time doing it that it's
for sure
$5 a month. That's nothing.
Yeah, I really liked it. I didn't use it as much, and I don't need to group text a lot or mass text a lot, but if I got back into it, I would look at Reach. Having said that, with you, like you sent us a program. Was that individual when you kind of updated Christina and I the other day?
Yep.
Okay, that was individual.
That was just individual. Yeah. Okay. So that was just a copy and paste.
But that was actually kind of like, it made me think of Reach because I was like, I was curious if you were using that because it was personal. It made it personal, but in a Reach format, you could do the same thing to 100 people in a matter of like seconds.
Sure.
So anyways, just a thought.
I need that because I did. I think there's one. Maybe it's Hit 'em Up. I think is one.
Yeah,
that I've done where it's kind of a similar thing, but it'll only allow you a certain amount of people per. I don't know if it's per day.
Okay. Yeah, I think Reach might be the same depending on your package.
For free, right? Yeah. And then you pay for if you have a bigger audience that you're trying to reach, then you just pay the fee or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
okay. What else? What else you got for me, man?
I just had one. Oh, okay. This is like a little side note thing before I get to mine, but your Reach thing kind of triggered this for me. So at least on iPhone, I don't know about other like Androids and stuff, but do you know? So there's like shortcuts that you can type in. Like if you're texting somebody and you put in there like TY, there's a few of them that are automatically defaulted in there, and it'll automatically say thank you.
Oh, really?
Well, there's a way where you can go in and you can customize those to where if you have a good block of information that you want, like for my like loan application, I've created one to where I can just type in like LA or whatever I want it to specify, and then it'll generate my whole link for my loan application, and it'll say like, it was so great talking to you. Here's some more information. Here's where you can fill out the application. Cool. Instead of, again, it's just time saving to where you can kind of automate it. And it puts it in there. It's like an email signature, but just for texting.
That's really cool. So when you text, say LA, for example, does it automatically just, when you do that and press space, it just automatically inputs that in the text?
Yep.
Wow. That's really cool. I'm going to have to look that up.
Or like if I was introducing my loan officer assistant, I have one in there too that's templated like that to where I can say, her name's Takara, so I can put in TK, and then it'll just automatically pop it open, and then it'll fill it in there and say, hey, wanted to introduce you to Takara. Here's how she's going to be helping. Blah 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 blah.
That's really
rather
cool.
than typing it out or like saving it in notes and going and finding it and copying it and pasting it and like trying to just kind of keep things automated but consistent.
Especially follow up after a meeting or just, hey, it was great meeting you or great talking to you. Yep. Love to catch up again. Those sort of things like what we say all the time that we can easily. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So it's kind of cool. But I would say I'm going to steal this one, I think, from you.
Do it.
It is. What's the name of that app? I can't remember now.
Can't steal it if you don't know. Is it the latest one? Captions?
Yes, Captions.
Yes.
It's amazing. Captions. Again, time saver. But that one has been incredible for me, mainly because I don't really know a whole lot about video editing. I know how to do captions on Instagram and Facebook because it has it through there. But to be able to put it through there and have it edit it and have AI features in there and go through everything, to me, that is huge. And for $65 a year or something like that, it's just, it pushes me. I've been kind of slacking a little bit, but it makes it so much easier to do videos knowing that all I have to do is record it and then upload it and then maybe make a few tweaks here and there. Instead of like, okay, I got to set aside 30, 40 minutes to make sure I get this all how I want it to look and plug it all in there. Especially when you're trying to create something weekly, daily, every other day, like it gets to be overwhelming when you've got other stuff going on. So this to me, like you introduced this to me, and it's been amazing, just all the features that are in there and how easy it is for somebody that doesn't really know anything about recording and it's just on your phone. Record it on your phone. It'll edit it. It makes it look, in my opinion, really good. So
yeah, Captions is insane. It's a deal breaker, and it's and maybe there's other tools out there that do the similar sort of thing. But man, the amount of if you go to my latest, like one of my latest videos, that's all Captions. That they just naturally put the text in where it's texted, the background, the B-roll, the everything, and you can customize it however you want. But man, it is it's a game changer. They do have limits. I think on the phone it was anything over 2 minutes it couldn't do. You'd have to manually edit. Anything under 2 minutes, it will do the AI edit for you, so it will do your whole 2-minute video on its own in a matter of less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's quick.
Brand new, professionally looking video, and it can be whatever style you want. They have 8 to 12 styles that you can choose from of what you like, and super easy. Auto trims. It cuts out your pauses, or it cuts out mistakes. Like there's some editing you have to do if you constantly make mistakes and have to repeat things or whatever. But man, it for the cost,
it's pretty cool.
It is really cool. Puts super compelling videos out there, keeps people's attention. That's the hardest thing to do in our line of work, is keep people's attention. And it's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Captions is like a game changer, not a deal breaker.
It is
but a game changer.
Yes.
So,
and for the cost too. Like I'm always trying to look for free things and cheap things, just because, especially if it's not a huge part of my business where I'm like pouring everything into it. So to find something that's so well priced that works as well as it does, it is so worth it.
Yeah, it's rare to come upon those things because Opus and AI are changing all the time, and they're getting better. But you generally, like, I look at them all the time, so I get in on these like ground level, and I'm like, it's not all it's cracked up to be. But this one was one that I was like, wow, this is
pretty impressive.
I still, every time I put my raw video in there, and then it pops it out, I'm like, that's incredible that it does that. So
I know.
So yeah, and you can add trending music to it when you get on the individual apps. Like you can find trending music that kind of gets you into that. Like all the stuff. So, anyways, super time saver, super big time saver. I can't wait till it allows long form editing content. I would love YouTube videos to be awesome. Like a 7-10 minute video that can be edited by them. But until then, I'll just stick with the short form. But that's a great one. And it allows you to be consistent on social media all the time and not feel like my videos look too cheap. They look too dumb.
Right.
They've got voice correction in there. They've got everything that can make you sound like you have all the equipment in the world. So yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
One that I would use and that I do use quite a bit is Opus AI. That's one where you, especially if you have long form content, Opus AI, every social media realm has certain time guidelines that you can't go over a certain amount. Stories are shorter than reels, which are shorter than, TikTok has to be a certain amount of time. And so if you do make long form content, 7-10 minute videos, you can use Opus AI, especially I use this a lot for Google Business Profile. People underestimate how important it is to keep your Google Business Profile going and consistent on Google Business as well, because Google sees the same things that social media sites do. Is they see if this business is continuing to put in information, they must be a current proactive business. And so Google starts using their algorithms to push you to the front when people do search for certain things. So long story short, Google has a limit of 30 seconds on their videos. Well, it's very hard to get a 30-second video, but continue to update your videos on Google. So I take my long form content, tell Opus AI, put it into 30 seconds or under, and it gives you like 5 or 6 clips of your long form video, and it ranks them according to what they think is the best for SEO, the best product it's going to put out. So it'll say, hey, here's a 30-second video. It's 95 out of 100, like that it's set up the right way. So I'll take those 30-second clips, put it into my Google Business Profile, refer people to my YouTube page and to call me if they like that little teaser. and then move on. So, but you can do the same thing for, you can do the same thing for, you know, taking a 7-minute clip and making a 90-second clip on YouTube. Like I need to do that with us and our YouTube or our podcast stuff for advertising for our podcast, is take our podcast, clip it down to, you know, multiple 90-second clips so that we can post it on social media to say, hey, come check our YouTube, or not our YouTube.
Here's a little teaser for you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a cool program. Opus AI is a really cool program that can be used a lot. It's relatively cheap, and again, just a really solid program for taking long form and making a bunch of other clips from it. So so if you have trouble making videos and you just do one 10-minute video on YouTube, you can spend the rest of your week sending out on Instagram 90-second clips of that long video, you know, referring people to your YouTube page. So
that's huge, because you really do get the best of everything with that.
Yeah. And it will give you captions. It'll put out the captions. You can change the font and the type and the style. And so it'll make it look like it's an advertising clip basically for what you're talking about. So yeah, we use that a lot. Opus AI.
Opus AI. I know I have it. I just haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah, it's a really good program.
Yeah.
What else, man? We don't have a ton more time. What do you got?
Another basic one.
Okay.
Very basic. Making lots of phone calls. I think that it's in this, I sound like an old man. In this day and age, it's like everything is all so digital.
Yeah.
And it's social media, and it's text, and it's messenger, and it's DMs and all that, which is awesome. It's very convenient, but I feel like there is still definitely a place for the phone calls, especially when it's business related. I think it's very intentional. And maybe not everybody wants to answer their phone, but I think it does say a lot though, too. Like even if you make a call, you leave them a voicemail, and then you follow up with text or a message or whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of like, handwritten notes. They seem old and meaningless, but when you receive that handwritten note, it seems very cool. For
sure.
When it's
for sure,
you can tell it's personalized. It was important. That's somebody that took time out of their day to write that for you and to follow up with you. And even just something as simple as a call, because anymore, like a lot of times, I mean, for business, obviously we're on the phone all the time, calling and chatting and stuff. But just in general, I think that it's so much easier to send a message because you don't have to have the conversation. You don't have to do all these things. But I think in my mind, it still is a way to build that rapport, especially if you're trying to gain clients out of it. It's like, you can only go so far with the messaging side of it. It's great for communication, but to really build and get a feel for the tone and personality and everything, I think that phone conversations are still, to me, super duper important.
Yeah.
And it's basic. It's not anything fancy, but I can almost guarantee that most people in the business, they would rather text and they would rather email, because it's easier and you don't have to have the conversations.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It doesn't take any more time, right? Sometimes I'm terrible at getting off the phone. I am the worst at it. So I can be on the phone for 45 minutes. I'll call a past client and check in with them, and I'll stay on the phone for a long time because I don't want to be rude and just be like, hey, I just want to check in real quick and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Gotta go. Bye. But you gain so much out of that. And to me, that's going to last a lot longer lifespan than just a follow-up text or email. So
yeah, if you have a referral business, you're right. I'm terrible at that. And as you're even talking, I'm like, I do need to be better about that, because it is easy to get
be clear,
into
I need to be better at it too.
Yeah, but it's easy to get into the technology world and just kind of do those outputs, the text, the whatever, and people do see that texts are important, and it's nice to get a text. But you're right. I think a phone call, seeing how people are doing and how the house is going and how how it went and what are you doing with the house and what
Sure.
That's just common courtesy and normal, and I'm terrible at it. So I need to. Now that you said it, I was like, it is something that I need to incorporate into my thing, because I think we built a business on referrals and on people that we care about and we know about. These aren't cold leads,
Sure.
We're not trying for a mass amount of numbers. It's people we truly care about. And so I think reaching out is an important thing. You always feel a little salesy, which always got me at when I was new.
Totally.
I felt like I was very salesy, but I think I'm comfortable enough now that it's like I'm not looking for their next business. I'm just seeing how they're doing, like, so
and that's for me, that's what's helped me a lot too, especially for past clients. I'm not asking for anything.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is just checking in.
Honestly checking in. Yeah.
And most of the time they're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
like,
shoot, did something happen? Did I forget to pay my mortgage?
Do
what's
I need
going
to
on?
sell my house? Like, what's going on here? Like,
yeah. No, I just wanted to check in and see how things are going. And,
sure.
I think it leaves anybody, if you receive a call from somebody that you worked with and they're just calling to check in at the end of it, you're like, wow,
that's cool.
Like they just checked in. They didn't even ask me for anything or try to sell me on anything. Like I think it's genuine, and I have to get better at it. Part of the core, that program I was telling you about with the greatness tracker, they have a really cool, super basic, but cool, method of going through like your database, your past clients, where you just go through if you alphabetize your whole list, and you go through the alphabet 2 times a year, 26 letters in there. And you just, week 1, you're doing everybody that has a last name A. So some weeks you might only have 5, and then other weeks you might have 50. But it's a really good, easy way to keep track of it, of just going through and making your calls on all your past clients. And
good thinking, Cody. And what's funny about it is that Sphere CRM does that. Like, and I just kind of, that section of it, and I ignore it. Like, it has daily tasks based on your goals. This is how many people you have to contact a day. Like,
oh, nice.
If you want to make X amount, this is how many in your sphere you have to contact. And I just blow it off more or less, because I'm like, oh, I'll talk to them, or oh, I just talked to them, or oh, I I just did this, or you always make these excuses. But a phone call, I think that stems from when I was younger and newer in the industry, where you're like always feeling, first off, you are salesy because you need the business.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Second off, you're just like, you're not confident in yourself in the industry. And so now it's like, I think back on the things you're just saying, and I'm like, yes, I could call everyone and just be like, hey, how's it going? Like,
sure,
that's it.
I know.
Like, how are you doing? Okay, cool. Like, family doing good, house doing good. Okay, well, talk to you later.
Right.
So, no, that's a smart move.
The call reluctance is a real thing.
Yeah, it really
I've noticed when I get out of the rhythm, it builds up more and more, and I'm like, same thing, right? Where I'm like,
okay,
I don't want to bug them. I don't know what I'm going to talk about or whatever. And then you put it off, and then you finally, once I start to get back in a good rhythm with it again, I'm like, why was I making this into a big deal?
I know.
Half the people don't even answer, so you're just leaving voicemails. Just checking in or reaching out. But it's like, in my head, I'm, you're like, oh, it's such a big deal. But that's part of, I feel like, I know for my side, it's definitely part of what I have to do, because there's only so many ways that you can get in front of people. And when people are working all day and out and about, and, social media, phone calls, text messages, whatever. But
well, I'm taking that with me, Cody. Thank you. That was a,
you're welcome.
So for
I'm going to
anyone
take it with
listening
me
that's
too.
in our sphere, guess what? You're going to be getting calls. They're like, why do I get mass calls from Cody and Joe like every other week? Like, just check on this podcast and you'll know why. Like,
right?
But,
yes.
Well, that's good stuff, man. I think that's hopefully helpful information for people if they have any issues with those, those sort of things. Those have helped us to be kind of successful, and we went over some of the struggles we've been through and how we need to both kind of change some things. So this was
totally.
A good one.
And you know what? I've found that whenever I've talked to top producing loan officers, whether they're at our company or a different company, and you just kind of pick their brain and see what they're doing, it's a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. It's like never anything fancy.
Nothing's new. Yeah.
No.
It's
they're
really
like,
just
I have
being consistent with whatever you do.
Yep. I have a goal of how many people I need to talk to in each day.
Yep.
I have a goal of how many meetings I'm going to have each week. And I just do those, and business comes in.
For sure.
Like, oh, and it's been like that forever, right?
I know.
Where it's like,
it's not,
you're thinking somebody
had our industry started.
Yeah. These top producing people that are just like 1% in the US type people.
They must have some trick. Like they must have something. Like, and
they're
it's
like,
oh,
no, I just communicate well, and I follow up, and I reach out to people. And you're like, oh, well, that sucks.
Well, I thought you had some cool app that was just going to give me 800 clients. Come on, man.
So you just have to keep doing this? Yeah, right. Fine. Yeah.
Okay, my man. Well, until next time, it's great talking to you. Hopefully this was helpful to people.
This was great. Appreciate
Okay,
it,
we'll
man.
talk soon, man.
All right. See ya.
Bye.